As someone who's listened to the live in Texas performance of this song incessantly, I thought it would be fun, considering Linkin Park just released a live version of this with Emily, to go back and forth between the two performances. I have not heard Emily's version yet. And just compare and contrast the approaches with Chester and with Emily. I think this is going to be really interesting. Let's go listen to Emily's verse, and then we'll discuss the differences between the beginnings. So only a whole step higher. Chester's got a, naturally higher voice.
I don't know who to trust, no surprise.
Feel so far away from me.
Every thought sift through dust and the light.
Trying not to break, but I'm so tired of this deceit. Every time I try to make myself get back up on my feet, all you ever think about is this. All the time between and how trying to put my trust in you just takes so much out of me.
So the biggest difference I notice is that Chester, I don't know who to trust. He's right in between his chest and his head voice, and he's extremely quiet and almost lullaby singing here. Emily didn't do that. She came out with this much more almost belted, but then she would shrink the phrases a little bit. So he's, I don't know who to trust.
No surprise.
No surprise. Adding a bit of oomph, a little bit of ping there.
Every thought sift through dust.
And now he's full voice, but it's still light.
The light.
Trying not to break, but I'm so tired of this deceit. Every time I try to make myself get back up on my feet, all I ever think about is this.
And there, right, he was so good at this. Right between his chest voice and head voice. Not head voice. Not Then you go back and you listen to Emily's.
I don't know who to trust.
I don't know who to trust. She ended in head voice. So it's almost this inverse approach. She comes out with more power, but then backs it off a little.
No surprise.
Feel so far away from me.
Every thought sift through dust and the light.
It's definitely heavier. And because it's only a whole step up, this is also in more of a, just generally chesty part of Emily's voice than it was Chester's.
Not to break, but I'm so tired of this deceit. Every time I try to make myself get back up on my feet, all you ever think about is this. All the time between and how
She's not doing that. It's very much just very much more static in that part. But it's interesting that they're each using quite a bit of dynamics.
all the time between and how trying to put my trust in you just takes so much out of me.
Take everything from the inside and throw it all away. 'Cause I swear, for the last time, I won't trust myself with you. Tension is building inside.
Okay.
Trying to put my trust in you just takes so much out of me.
Take everything from the inside and throw it all away. 'Cause I swear, for the last time, I won't trust myself with you. Tension is building inside steadily.
Chester is much more consistent with his distorted posture. Emily goes in and out and uses multiple types of distortions. She bounces around a lot more, whereas Chester's just sort of all in on, and they're both really cool. Start with a belt. Take! Add compression. Take! So I'm holding back the sound, the resonance just a little bit. Take! And then I'm going to add more support, so a bit more push as I compress more. So I'm moderating the airflow using my area above my vocal cords. Take! And then I'm also pulling my primary chord engagement back just a little bit. And the more I do that, the more grit and less note I get. Take everything from the inside. Take everything from the inside. See, I can use more or less of it. And the balances are what give Chester, like, he's found that sweet spot where it's just enough angelic melody and just enough, like, demonic pent up. Take everything from the inside. Now, Emily's approach is quite a bit different.
Take everything from the inside.
That first note was really distorted, and then everything else was that clean, sort of pingy sound with a little bit more intensity that we heard her doing on the verse. And this distortion is come about slightly differently. Here we're going to start with a belt, but instead of just adding compression on top of that belt, we're going to let our voice fall apart first. Take! And then we're going to compress into it. Take everything from the inside. And then we're going to clean our voice up. Take everything from the inside.
And throw it all away, 'cause I swear
For the last time. So that's not for. There's this for the last time. It's broken first. I will trust myself. Now you can begin to compare and contrast these different approaches and play with them in your own voice only if you have a solid foundation and an understanding of how to support your voice and how to moderate airflow so that you're not just trashing yourself while you're trying to figure it out. I can help you with this. It starts with proper support, proper placement. Click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course, and I'll help you dial in the fundamentals so that you can do these things with your voice. Swear, yeah. Highly upper constricted and tight.
Get back up on my feet. All I ever think about is this. All the time between and how trying to put my trust in you just take
Also there, we'll listen to Emily's first and then I'll talk about that.
so much out of me.
Take everything from the inside and throw it all away, 'cause I swear for the last time I will trust myself with you.
Yeah, notice how tight his distortion sounds.
I will waste myself on you. Waste myself on you.
Okay, over to Emily.
Take nation is building inside steadily.
Everyone feels so far away from me.
Heavy thoughts forcing their way out of me.
Trying not to break, but I'm so tired of this deceit. Every time I try to make myself get back up on my feet, all I ever think about is this. All the time and time between, and how trying to put my trust in you just takes so much out of me.
Take everything from the inside.
So what I was going to say earlier about Chester tends to crow a bit more on those upper notes when he's quiet, and that actually helps him get into his scream in a certain way, which I'll talk about in a second. But Emily, when she's singing clean, tends to be much more forward and traditional with her approach.
And throw it all away, 'cause I swear for the last time I won't trust myself with you. Waste myself on you. Waste myself on you. Take everything.
All right, lots to unpack on their different approach to that section. First of all, we notice the more constant distortion and grit from Chester in the melody of the chorus. And then Chester has much less pitch in the scream section. We hear much less of his primary chords making any kind of a note, even though it's not maybe a targeted note for Emily's. Okay, going back to Chester's scream section. We have that nice compression, sheeny. We still hear his voice back there, but he's disengaged his primary chords in terms of how they function in pitch much more. And that's just a nice, compressed, that nasal sort of thing. Crone, to exaggerate the two approaches so we can appreciate the contrasts. We've got then we're going to add compression like we've talked about with Chester first. And then we're going to lean so far into that compression. There's that little part where our primary chords disengage enough so that they're just doing this primarily behind it. They're just frying behind it. You hear a lot more of like a just scream, at least in this section. And he does lots of different things. Like the given up screams have a lot more pitch to them than this does. Now with Emily, so I'm going to lower it a little bit. Fry first, break up first. Like that. Yeah, again, more pitch. And then that's not a sung pitch, but there's a lot more of her primary chords in that. She hasn't removed them. Still pretty tight, but again, a lot more primary chord engagement.
Take everything from the inside and throw it all away, 'cause I swear
Throw it all away! Yeah!
for the last time I won't trust myself with you. Everything from the inside and throw it all away, 'cause I swear
Now there he's got more pitch. But notice how he grounded in that compression. Yo, 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 yo! And then, yo! You heard him sort of bridge that as he went down, grounded in just the compression.
Everything from the inside
From the inside!
and throw it all away. 'Cause I swear, for the last time, I won't trust myself with you. Everything
Very clean and powerful and belty.
from the inside and just throw it all away. 'Cause I swear, for the last time, I won't trust myself with you.
She had much a very glitchy sound at the end there. I like that.
Trust myself with
I like how she has the you. She uses that E vowel to break into that belted screamy note, but it's dirtier at the beginning. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Let me know if you'd like me to do more of these Chester, Emily compare and contrast. I enjoy both vocalists a lot. I will always have a special connection to Chester because, well, so many reasons. You probably feel the same way. But I really do genuinely enjoy Emily's voice and what she brings to even some of these older songs. Again, if you would like more help interacting with your own voice and putting some of these techniques into your voice so that you feel comfortable and can express in new ways, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. And here is another Chester versus Emily comparison video that I have done.